back with another edition of Release, Relax, Relate. Today we are celebrating International Yoga Day. This observance is dedicated to spreading awareness about the benefits of yoga and meditation. Here to share her expertise with us is Natalia Bitton. Natalia is the founder of the Be Me Project, a mindfulness educator and a qualified yoga teacher. Join us in welcoming her to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, Natalia, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
They say that yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Mm-hmm. Wow. And what does that mean? It means that when we take time to be fully present with our internal experience, so what we're feeling, what we're sensing, what we're noticing inside of ourselves, that we come to know ourselves more deeply. Because we spend so much time focused on the external world, what's happening outside of us, right? Our relationships, our jobs, our responsibilities, and we're constantly seeking actually external validation. So yoga is really the practice of tuning inward and to find a sense of that wholeness within. Wow. And so mindfulness is really actually about witnessing our experience, witnessing our thoughts, witnessing our body, witnessing our sensations and our feelings, and doing this from a place of loving curiosity, non-judgment.
Yes. Wow. So Natalia, my question for you is, can anyone practice yoga? Because myself, I've never practiced, never tried.
Yes. Yoga is for everyone. And I think sometimes we might see images of people who are very flexible and think, okay, I can't do that. That's not for me. But yoga is really about tuning inward. And that's why it's for everyone. Things like flexibility come over time as we breathe into the body and we create less tension. But it's for everyone. And it's beyond just yoga. It's any mindfulness practice or somatic practice where we bring the attention of the mind to the internal experience so that we're so fully in the present moment that we can't possibly be focusing on the past, rehashing what happened or worrying about what's happening tomorrow. Like, I noticed that your slogan is imagine the impossible. Right. And I love this because this is actually what yoga is about, or any mindfulness practice. It's in order for us to imagine the impossible, but to actually feel that that is possible, right? We have to come out of stress states. And most of us are living in chronic stress and we don't even realize it, which is the amazing thing.
I agree.
And to come out of stress, we have to come out of the thinking mind, which is where we happen to be all the time.
All the time.
And to come back into the present moment in terms of what are we experiencing here now? Because when the mind is focused on, okay, I notice that I feel tension here, or I notice the sensation in my stomach, or I notice my breath is slowing down, my heart is slowing down, then it can't be focused on all the things that we're spinning in the head about.
Right.
And then that opens the possibility, because what happens when we experience peace, joy, any positive emotional state is that it tells the heart to send a smooth, coherent signal to the brain, specifically to the emotional brain, that then says everything is cool, everything is safe, everything is familiar, there's no need to stress out, and it brings on the mindful thinking brain, which is our higher functioning brain, which allows us to make decisions, to think intuitively, to solve problems. Only from this space can we imagine more possibility. Right. When we're in a space of stress or negative emotional experience, which we'll all feel, this is part of the human experience, we're going to experience anger and jealousy and all these things, but when we're in that state, what happens is the brain believes that we're in a stress survival response. Wow. It cuts off access to the mindful brain, the higher thinking brain, and we cannot imagine the possibility. We literally don't see it. We can't even understand someone else's perspective. So in order to really connect with one another, to imagine possibility, to thrive, we have to be able to come into the present moment and create this spaciousness for ourselves.
Very well said, very well said.
Let's talk about the launch of your Be Me project.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. So the Be Me project was launched this year. And What it really stands for in terms of the pillars of teaching is body awareness, emotional intelligence, energy, mind. So that's like the neuroplasticity of the mind and how our environment influences us and our responsibility to our environment. And the whole goal of Be Me is really to make mindfulness education accessible to our community, and to teach practices that help people become more self-aware, more self-accepting, and more self-loving.
Okay. And you mentioned practices. What are some of those
practices?
Yes.
Yeah. So yoga is one component of it, but we actually use a variety of modalities because it's really about what works for you in your exploration of self. And so we teach everything from, let's say, mindfulness practices to somatic, which is mind-body work, where we work bottom-up regulation. So this is very effective, for example, in healing trauma or emotional wounding. We also use like dance. We use breath work. We use meditation. There are a variety of practices that can work. And we also bring education so that people can understand how their bodies tick. Like when we understand, for example, that a stress response or a certain nervous system state means that we can't make a decision, we can't be clear, we can't see someone else's perspective, then we can hold grace and compassion for ourselves in that process, which then means when we do that for ourselves, we can hold it for one another. Because the amazing thing is that emotions are contagious. So if I feel peace, I can actually influence your heart rhythms to come into a coherent, peaceful state. And if I feel anger, I can also influence your heart rhythms to come in to a negative state, which is why we say we can feel the vibes, because we can. Scientifically.
I'm going to be giving us a live demonstration of some simple yoga poses that are perfect for beginners, especially for myself. But as my shirt says, I was raised on concrete, so I got this. So Natalia, take it away.
Thank you. So the first pose we're going to do is called cat-cow, and this is really just to loosen up the spine and to bring breath through the spine. So now if you have problems with the knees, you can always sit in a chair and do this, but we're going to do this in the traditional way. So we're going to come onto all fours. So spread the fingers wide, keep the knees about hip width apart, and then what we're going to do is close down the eyes so we can tune into our bodies, and then we're going to inhale, lifting the chin, arching the back, lifting the bottom, pushing into the earth. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to round the spine, tilt the pelvis forward and really push into the earth. And then again, we're going to inhale, lifting up. And exhaling, rounding the spine, just flowing to the rhythm of the breath here. And again, inhaling up, imagining that life force energy of your breath, lubricating the entire spine, exhaling and rounding. And really noticing where you feel any restriction of the breath or any tension as you do this movement. And exhaling as you round. So something else to just take note of is that when we exhale audibly, we signal to the vagus nerve of the nervous system that it's safe for the body to relax. So the more we can allow the breath to be audible, so breathing in as we lift up, and audibly exhaling, we will actually receive more benefit from the movement when we allow the breath to be fully heard and felt. And just allowing a couple rounds of that. And this is so great to practice because anyone can do this, and it just creates more flexibility in the spine. The spine is the space that houses your entire nervous system, so all the communication of the body.
And you said this one is called?
Cat-cow.
Cat-cow, got it.
I think there was more common than cat, but yeah.
And then from there, we're going to do a very simple one. This is a rest posture. And so this is really good, especially if you want to down-regulate the nervous system, so you're experiencing stress. We're going to click the toes together. We're going to open the knees. And we're just going to reach the body forward all the way. We're going to invite the bottom to come towards the feet. And we're going to just drop the forehead towards the floor. And so we're
Here
really,
we go.
yeah, we're just reaching with the arms all the way in front of us,
Forward on the floor.
forward on the floor, and we want to really feel the energy of the spine extending. So we're lengthening, growing the spine all the way to the top of the crown and the fingertips here, but we're also drawing the pelvis down towards the feet. And as you breathe in, notice where you feel any tension or restriction, and then invite the breath to expand in this space and to soften the body. So imagining, for example, that the space between the shoulder blades starts to soften towards the earth, and perhaps the shoulders start to relax and widen away from the ears. Maybe the bottom draws just a little bit closer to the feet. And again, it's all about the breath here. So the more we breathe into the posture, the more we feel as we inhale, we allow that breath to expand the oxygen to fill the spaces of tightness. And then as we exhale, really imagining that space just melting and softening. And take another deep breath in, fill up, and exhale, slowly melting, relaxing. One more breath, breathing
This
in.
is so good. I'm falling asleep.
I love that. And the magic really is just in taking a moment to feel your experience.
I was trying to get my tail a little low to my feet, but it wasn't working.
Well,
I tried.
and the beauty is the more and more you breathe, like the more cycles of breath you allow, the more your body will just naturally start to sink and soften into the space. And so there's one more pose.
Yeah.
So that one was the child's pose.
Yeah,
Child's
that's the
pose.
child's
Child's
pose.
pose.
We're now going to
Yeah.
do the standing forward bend.
Yes.
Getting up was easy. Getting flexible already. On days I can't, I swear I can't. Andre, what do you think about this one?
I was going to sleep. It was putting me to sleep. It
was.
Good. First attempt, not bad.
Not at all.
If I can do it, anyone can,
Anyone,
including you.
I so can do it. I'm practicing my bend, you know. I know I can't get as close to hold my body as that young lady because she's more flexible than me. Yeah, I'm practicing.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to take a deep breath in and we're going to raise. Breathe, reaching towards the sky, feeling the body lengthening. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to just allow the arms to open. And we're going to come down slowly, intentionally, all the way to a forward fold. So first, let's just grab either elbow. Okay. And we're just going to allow the spine to hang. So we're taking pressure off here. Maybe you even just rock from side to side. And let's not worry so much about flexibility. So if the hamstrings are tight, we can actually just bend the knees a little bit and focus a little bit more on tucking in the stomach, lengthening the spine. So really allowing the spine to fall towards the earth. The weight of the head is just relaxed. And we're taking weight off the shoulders, just wringing out the spine here, creating space between each vertebrae. And as you breathe and exhale, imagine the lengthening of the spine. So we're creating more space between each vertebrae, lengthening the neck out of the shoulders. Yeah.
You said it's okay to move left and right?
Yeah, just allow a little bit of swinging and I think this is the beautiful thing about yoga or any type of movement practice is just really listening into what the body is signaling. So if the body wants to move, we allow it to move. If it wants stillness, we allow stillness. It's honoring the wisdom of what's being communicated. And then we'll just release our hands to the earth.
And then we'll inhale up. So we're lengthening the spine here. You can place the hands on the shins. And then again, we're going to exhale and just allow the body to curl down. Releasing the head. Just breathe here, take a breath in, fill up. And at the very top of the inhale, notice where the tension is. As you exhale, invite it to soften. And then we'll just roll up like a rag doll, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up.
What I realize is that I have tension all in my back. Whoa. All in my back. So Natalia, this was invigorating. I felt the little tension in my back. For those folks who would want to begin yoga, how can they contact you?
So you can follow us on Instagram at Be Me Project. That's like the bumblebee. So BEEME Project. And you can also follow us on our website at www.bemeproject.com. Or you can contact me directly at 762-8656. And there are yoga classes on Wednesdays and Sundays at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel.
At what time?
At Wednesdays at 9:30 and Sundays at 8 a.m.
And these are
This is at the Royal St. Kitts
both
Hotel.
are AM times.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But there are other classes on island as well.
Do you specify any age group? Kids or just adults?
Anyone can practice
Anyone
yoga.
can.
It's for
Okay.
everybody. Yeah.